Great, fresh, even at. Hello. So, thank you for the response. I know everyone is tired. It is the end of the day, and you all had lots of information to process. But just bear with me. This session today is going to be very, very interesting, especially for those who enjoy security. So as I said, today's talk is going to be on Kubernetes security, and it will be explained in a completely fun way so that it is easier for us to understand and we can also remember that for a very long period of time. Quick intro about me. I am Prithviraj, working as a DevOps engineer at Mercedes-Benz. I am triple certified in Kubernetes, triple certified in Azure, and basically Kubernetes is my bread and butter. So I recently came across this very interesting article from Aquasec that said most of the clusters in Fortune 500 companies were unsecured as of 2023. And 60% of these clusters were easily breached by hackers and was later used for crypto mining and other purposes. 60%. That is a huge number, right? So this article was an eye-opener for me. It motivated me to learn what exactly was the root cause analysis, why the incident happened, and it also motivated me to speak here. So from the previous slide, we learned security is not something that is overlooked by many people. The reason it is very, very complicated to implement in Kubernetes. So if you want to host your application and also think about security at the same time, there are various factors that needs to be considered, like authentication, authorization, RBAC, network policies, image scanning, static scanning, and a lot more. So before moving on to the presentation, I would like to ask a question to every one of you. So how many of you here have crashed a production server? Show of hands. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3. Oh, a lot. Great, great, great. So the reason why I asked is, everyone does mistakes, right? It is completely fine, it is normal. But the learning we get from that mistake is going to stick with us throughout the end of our career. Agree? Because we have seen the consequences, we would have understood what the mistake was, and next time when we are doing it, we will be 200% sure on not to repeat the same mistake again. So today's talk is going to be exactly on that concept, which is learning from mistakes. Even the last slide, these companies, they follow the same concept. They did a mistake, they learned from that mistake, and then later they improved their architecture after the breach. So for this reason, I have got two examples with me that is going to cover some real-time security breaches that have happened in the past few years in some top companies. We are going to analyze what exactly went wrong with them, why the breach happened in the first place, and what are the learnings for us. So in short, we are going to learn from their mistake, and we're going to see how what we can do from our side to avoid such kind of incidents. So the first example is a very famous one, which is Tesla hack that has happened in 2018. So Tesla's Kubernetes dashboard, which had access to all the workloads that was running on that cluster, was hacked. So for those who have not used dashboard, it is a UI-based tool that will allow you to see the pod status, check the pod logs, see config map, secret. So basically, it's a very useful tool for those who are not comfortable with kubectl commands. So the overview of this incident is Tesla's dashboard was breached by hackers and was later used for crypto mining and other purposes. So this incident is pretty famous, and even Tesla justified it happened, and the damage for them was minimal as they were able to react quickly as possible. Let us try to analyze what went wrong with Tesla in this case and what are the learnings for us. So first thing is, the dashboard was exposed to internet and was easily available to everyone. So this made hackers to get hold of it very easily. So second thing was, once the hackers got hold of the dashboard, they literally had all the permissions to perform any operations on that cluster. If they wanted to delete a prod application pod, they were able to do it. If they wanted to view a secret object, actually they did that. One of the secret had the AWS secret access key, and they easily got hold of it. So what is the remedy for this? What we can do from our side to avoid such kind of incidents? First thing is, please expose your dashboard using cluster IP servers. This is much better than a load balancer because no one from internet can access your dashboard. If you want to view the workloads, please do a port forward, and you can easily access that in your browser. It's much secured. Second thing is, please use proper roles and role binding defined for the dashboard. So my kind of suggestion is have complete read-only access to dev and non-staging environments, and zero access to prod-related workloads. So even if hackers get hold of your dashboard, he or she will not able to do or mess up with your prod application. So if anyone is using a dashboard in your project and not following these best practices, please make the changes as soon as possible. So the second example is not actually an incident, but it is something that is happening in front of our eyes, and very less people are aware of it. So it is about malicious images in Docker Hub. So Docker Hub, as we know, it allows us to push our own images and pull any images from it. That is where exactly the problem lies. We can pull any images from Docker Hub and run it in our cluster. So I got two pictures with me. On the left, I'm not sure if it is visible. So it says there are 10,000 available repos in Docker Hub, but the actual count is 15 million as of 2022. So, but if you select the Docker official images and verified images, the count drastically reduces to 176. 176 images out of 15 million repos. So that means only 0.001 repos in Docker Hub are trusted and verified. This difference is insane. Just imagine someone who is new to Docker pulls a malicious image and runs it in his cluster. There are high chances that that image might contain a malware, and they could easily get access to the host system. So now you might ask, are these kind of things even possible, or have these happened in the past? The answer is yes. So there's a very interesting article from JFrog that happened very recently, 2024, that said over 4.6 million of repos in Docker Hub did not contain any images, imageless repos. They only had a detailed description about a certain product with some malicious links to their website, etc. They also gave an example of this repo that had a description about a certain medical pill. Upon clicking the link and then visiting their website, and then if you enter your card details, it will be stolen very easily. But now, thanks to Docker Hub, most of these imageless repos have been cleaned very recently, 2 months back. But still, just these kind of things can happen to us in future if we are not careful and aware of it. Second example is also from the same research from JFrog that said over 30 to 35 images in Docker Hub had the potential to perform crypto mining activities in your host machine. So if you just pull the image and then run it in your machine, that can do crypto mining. Even the hackers were so clever enough to add multiple tags to cover a wide range of audience, because not everyone has the same host configurations. So what we can do from our side to pull safer images in Docker Hub? First thing is, it is always a best practice to use tools like Trivy to do some vulnerability scanning. Trivy can also be incorporated in your CI/CD pipelines. It's a very handy tool. Second one is always use Docker official image, the tag, the image that has this tag. And if you are writing your own Docker file, please make sure that you use a distoless image as a base image. So what is distoless image? It contains very minimal utilities so that the attack surface is very less. And Always a best practice to use admission controllers like OPA or image policy webhook that will restrict the creation of pod if someone tries to create a pod, if someone tries to pull images from a malicious repo. I hope you had some good key takeaways from this talk. I know security in Kubernetes is not something that can be explained in 10 minutes. In fact, security is something that makes Kubernetes more complex, but if it is not used in the right way, it can lead into various disastrous consequences. So thank you for listening to my talk. If you want to say hi or talk to me, please connect with me in LinkedIn. I'll be just around there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prithvi. Now I request Chandra to give away the memento, please. Thank you so much once again. Please have a round of applause for him.